Well, day 2 of the African Gaming Expo, Age Lagos 2024, kicks off in earnest with an interesting panel section discussing Africa's broadband expansion, a panel care for, African gaming, developing African gaming business and evolution in Africa and in the iGaming sector. It has been an interesting panel section, and I'm glad I am starting up here with them today. I am Zini Eke for iGaming Africa, and I will be taking you through another amazing section of interviewing our guests here today. So stay with me, don't go anywhere as I take you through another interesting day 2 at Age Lagos 2024. Well, as day 2 interview commences, having my first guest here today. Day 3 so far, how has it been for you, Michele, the experience being in Nigeria for the first time and spending 3 days here already, experiencing Lagos and Nigeria? How has it been for you?
Nigeria has been special. It's my first time, and it has been an experience. I have to say, the best thing about Nigeria is its people. I've had such a warm welcome in this country, and it's so refreshing and exciting.
All right, so let's talk about Age Lagos 2024, which was what brought you down to Lagos, Nigeria for the first time. But according to you, you have had a lot of interaction with Bashir already, so it means you know the vision and the mission behind this whole summit, putting it together and all of that. How important is summits like this, and putting it together for, the iGaming sector?
I think in the first place, so online gambling is not something that is restricted to a country. It's always international. This is things all over the internet, right? So if there isn't an exchange of ideas and information across borders, and you have a conference like this with people from all around the world sharing their ideas, I think it's great for everyone to understand what goes on in this industry, and it's also really important for regulators to understand the developments that happen at such a fast pace throughout this industry. So it's really important to have this as a gathering of people to exchange ideas, to network, to understand what products are out there, what payment systems, what gaming systems, so that everyone understands what things are, and also to understand the views of the regulators. We've seen people from gambling regulators, also people from the FIU in Nigeria. That's also very interesting to see their point of view. So it's been a very enriching experience, I would say.
All right, so it's always a pleasure talking to Adekunle Adeniji because of how well-informed and knowledgeable he is in this sector. And I know a couple of times I've had conversations before. He has emphasized on the need for collaborations and having expos like this. And right here, right now, we're at one. I think he foresaw the future. How are you, Adek?
Yeah, I'm very good. And how is everything?
Fine, thank you. It's been a minute. What's been happening with you? What's been going on?
Well, this is my industry. This is, it's really nice to see what's going on here today, like we've discussed, a year or something ago, where we're discussing that we need to start having something like this here in Nigeria. And the turnout has been really fantastic, And I was discussing with some of the organizers yesterday, and I'm saying they should be looking at maybe 2 or 3 hours like this next year. So it's really interesting. I was really impressed. Yeah.
All right, so I've made some friends from day 1 to today. We have been bonding and vibing at Age Lagos 2024. And I have these 2 beautiful ladies to thank for that because they've been making me smile a lot and vibing, And I have Elizabeth. Elizabeth, how are you?
I'm very good. Lagos has been very gracious and very friendly.
I can see that she's smiling. And I also have here Lindsay Kalbfleisch. Lindsay, how are you?
I'm also having a great time. It's been a party.
I can see. It's been 3 days so far. How's the experience been so far?
It's been informative, and it's been interesting to hear about all the different experiences people are having as this market shifts and changes in Africa. And it's been a lot of fun. It's a good balance, nerdy and fun. Yeah.
And I like that I contributed to the fun, didn't I? I did. All right, I'm going to start with you, Elizabeth. Let's talk about Greo. Tell us a little bit about Greo and what's the importance and impact Greo has had in the gaming sector so far.
Okay, so Greo is a nonprofit that works out of Canada, but we work globally. We've been in existence for 25 years. We're a nonprofit. We work independently. We work with all sorts of regulators, community organizations, academics,
We do primary research, secondary research, evaluation, stakeholder engagement, strategy development, and we have the world's largest safer gambling evidence center in the world. So we love to bring stakeholders together for social purpose to minimize the societal impacts of gambling.
Thank you so much. Before I let both of you go, I'm going to ask you, Lindsay, what do you think you want to be the take home for everybody attended the summit this year, and what also will be that important take home for you from this summit?
I think not only are the different jurisdictions in Africa really starting to establish themselves and really excited, there's a lot of energy and excitement around that. I'm impressed with how thoughtful everyone is being in their approaches and how we can balance all the economic benefits from gambling, the potential harms, and thinking about how we can take some of those economic benefits and invest them in the communities that really need them. So I think I'm really excited to see where this goes with all of this sort of connected and thoughtful dialogue around how we can do this work well.
All right, thank you so much. I told you guys, they're so full of energy. You can feel it emanating from this screen right now. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for talking to me. Thank you, Lindsay, for talking to me. I hope you both have an amazing time for the rest of the summit. Oh, my girl. Hey, Maha. Maha. Hey, baby, how do you feel? Just hold it. How do you feel being the first face on the first ever publication of the iGaming Africa magazine?
I feel really proud of this moment. I feel so happy, honestly. Holding it feels very different from, having the in-version. It's like, it's real, I feel so proud about it. I was so grateful when Jeremiah reached out to me to have me at the cover. I never saw it coming. So I really, really do appreciate iGaming Africa for this opportunity and for finding me worthy of being the beautiful face of the cover.
I have the honor of talking to one of the industry leading voices and faces, Lanre Gbajabiamila. I got it correctly. He's the Director General of the National Lottery Commission, Nigeria. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and yourself?
I'm doing amazingly well. How do you feel being here and attending Age Lagos 2024?
Yes, it's great to be here. It's a conference that covers that has also showcased Africa in general, that we have the potential and we are forced to deal with in this industry when it comes to gaming, lottery. And so it's been a very, unfortunately I couldn't leave Abuja yesterday because my minister had a major event that I needed to be there, and it started late, so I couldn't make it yesterday, but I came in straight from Abuja this morning. I came straight to the event. So, but from what I've seen and what I've gathered from my staff that were here from yesterday, it's been very successful, and it showcases Africa in general, and also lets the world know that Nigeria is a force to deal with. And we got the numbers, we have the capacity, and we have what it takes to be a front runner in this industry.
Always a pleasure to talk to you. How do you feel that Age Lagos 2024 is finally alive?
We thank God, and we thank all our sponsors, our speakers, our panelists, and every other stakeholder that supported us.
So having been part of a lot of expos, and both here in Lagos, Nigeria, and a lot of other African countries, and even globally, what is so special and unique about Age Lagos 2024?
What is special, for the first time, we're bringing all African stakeholders in the sector to Lagos for the first edition of our African Gaming Expo, so that we can all collaborate, we can standardize, we can cooperate with each other, and as a unit on the continent of Africa, so we can partner and do business on a level playing field with every other player outside of the continent.
stuff. So is there an Age Lagos or Age Africa 2025 coming?
This is about Africa. It's international. It's not Nigeria. It's not Lagos. This is about Africa. We just happen to be lucky to host it, the first edition in Lagos. So it's going to be Age Africa 2025.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Do have a lovely evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. She is the head of legal and compliance for Kingmakers. That's the home for BetKing. And sharing with us today, he talked about the collaboration between not only regulators and operators during the panel section. Can you throw more light into that and what brought that,
Okay, I believe that when you look at technology is an enabler, and of course there are so many players that play a role in enabling businesses, and of course for us as a gaming company, technology provides a lot of opportunity for us to actually grow the suite of services we're able to offer, and of course we also find that there are other stakeholders as well that provide ancillary services, whether it's from the finance or should I say the fintechs that allow users to actually deposit into their wallets, or you have the cybersecurity companies that of course are trying to make sure that we give us solutions to prevent all kinds of intrusions. You also have even the developers as well that are developing different interesting gaming applications that allow users to have a great experience on the platform. So, of course, you have so many so many collaborators that allow for us to actually be able to offer services to our users. So it's a very big ecosystem with different companies playing very critical roles for the products we're building.
Do you know, even before I answer that question, I like to start from where it all started. From the first time I received a message from the team at Edge Lagos that they are organizing an event, and it's a gambling event, and it's going to be purely African, it's sponsored by Africans. It's something that has been born in Africa. I was like, man, you need to put me on the list like now, because this is what we need. We need people or Africans or people who are going to come out and do something that has not been done before. Because why are we afraid to do it? Because if somebody else has done it elsewhere outside Africa, then it can be done here. And without being innovative and creative, doing things that have already been done, I wouldn't recommend that. So we have now a session that has enabled us to interact with many regulators. You can see South Africa is in the house, Nigeria is in the house, Uganda is in the house,
Botswana,
Kenya is in the
Angola is.
You name them. There is, I believe, more than 30% or more than 50% of Africa is represented. So I would like to give a congratulations message to the organizers, and I wish they can tell us where we are going to have the next edition of Edge Lagos this year or next year.
Why are you so passionate about this cause? And saying from your standpoint of view and from your own opinion so far about the iGaming sector in the African market.
Okay, thank you. As I said during our closure of this important occasion, as Africa, there is need for us actually to improve in this issue of Africa Gaming Expo. As I said, we must come together, as was mentioned by, or as was said by one of the all important leaders, Edward Halle, that if we come together, we begin on something. And we keep that thing, we will be in progress.
Well, I feel honored to be talking to this gentleman here by the name Peter Emolemo, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Gambling Authorities in Botswana. How are you and how do you feel being back here in Nigeria?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for the interview. We did host a conference called the International Association of Gaming Regulators, where I made partnerships, collaborations. My second time in the same place, in the same hotel. Last, I was invited by the National Lotteries board. This time around is Lagos State Lottery Gaming Commission. So we've made quite a lot in terms of partnerships, there's friendships, there are some stuff that we are learning from Nigeria, there are some stuff around responsible gambling that they learned while they were in Botswana. It's great to be here again.
from your own standpoint of view, what do you think should be the take-home for everybody that attended the summit?
Yes, this sector, it needs some bit of growth. We should change the way we are doing things, issues of innovation. All the operators, they should get to understand markets.
This is day 3, technically, of this summit. How has the experience been for you so far? And tell us a little bit about the union, because this is an aspect I want to hear from. I've heard from regulators, operators, stakeholders, exhibitors, but I'm here to hear from you. And so tell us a little bit about the union and the collaboration that has happened to bring us all here today together.
Okay, so thank you, Zene. Great job you are doing, actually, first of all, covering this all, because awareness is a big problem with gaming in Africa. And that's why gaming has got a wrong paradigm, a wrong misconception by people. So we really appreciate people like your platform for bringing out the good part of gaming and bringing people to speak about it. The AG Lagos has been a mind-boggling event. We encourage more sessions like this, both at the federal level, organized by the NLRC, and this organized by the Federated Association of State Regulators. And this is very good. It's a positive thing for the industry, bringing technocrats together, operators and regulators, and more importantly for us as the trade union for the gaming industry in Nigeria. This is a very exciting opportunity for us to make people aware of the fact that there is even a trade union that exists, that is here to work with the operators and the regulators to ensure the workers, get benefits for this. The gaming industry in Nigeria and Africa at large is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and it can't be made possible without workers, be they employees, be they contractors, be they agents. It's important that we create a paradigm shift as to the importance of gaming for social good and the importance of the workers who do that, because when the workers are not well taken care of, harmonious relationships are difficult to find.